are pleased to spotlight Cedar Rapids Community School District alum John M. Smith. A Cedar Rapids native, John serves as the chairman of CRST International. He grew up knowing that was where he wanted to be, beginning his career in the family business in 1971.
I saw my career right here because of the business. My dad always took me out when I was even a little kid on Saturdays. So I got to know the business and really fell in love with it. So I knew what I wanted to do early in life.
Over the years, he held various roles in the organization, including his appointment as President and Chief Executive Officer in 1987, and then Chairman of the Board in 2010.
My dad always said you needed to start at the bottom. Finally got me to work at age 16, and that was the year, at least in his view, that children should have jobs. I think my first day at work, I was unloading a load of steel that had become, and I don't mean big steel, but steel sheets that we were delivering to Lefebvre that became in transit, became damaged, and I had to pull them off one at a time. And I'm going to tell you, after about 4 or 5 hours of that, I was ready to do something else. And I remember working with my mom on over, short, and damaged freight, OS&D. That summer I would have to go inspect damaged freight. So yeah, I did a wide variety of things.
John graduated from Washington High School in 1967. During his years as a Washington Warrior, he was focused on academics, but always made time to indulge his lifelong passions for basketball and the arts.
Did a lot of extracurricular activities, of which the ones I spent the most time on was basketball. I mean, you know, the kids can tell you today it's a year-round sport. When I went to school, it was not, but still you put a lot of time into practice, and then the season's long. And then one of my loves is music, and I was in the band, the marching band, and for football, and younger days at the pit band for the basketball. So I enjoyed playing cornet, and so I did music. I mean, my parents drilled into me, you're there for school, so I was there to learn and get myself prepared for college. Senior year, they called it kind of college preparatory courses in those days. Mr. Hubachek taught us world history, and he just opened my eyes to what I eventually saw in college. And so he was probably the first teacher that really helped me expand my horizons in terms of learning and how fast we were going to learn in college.
John holds a bachelor's degree in economics from Cornell College and an MBA from Cornell University School of Business. He met his wife, Diane, when both were students at Washington High School. They are the proud parents of 3 children who all also graduated from Cedar Rapids Washington High School.
My kids also went to the Cedar Rapids schools, and our 3 kids graduated from Washington. And several things I noticed. As much as I thought I worked in high school on classes, compared to my kids, I didn't. This generation is studying much harder, more, and these AP courses are incredibly difficult. I was an economics major in college. I tried to help my kids with the homework and the economics. It was so mathematical, which mine was non-mathematical. I couldn't help them. And so I saw how advanced the learning was and how hard these kids do work.
John is also very involved as a community leader. He serves on several boards, including the Cedar Rapids Development Corporation, Cornell College, Mercy Medical Center, and U.S. Bank. He's also been actively involved with the Cedar Rapids Symphony, the Greater Cedar Rapids Community Foundation, and more.
Now we seem to be, between Diane and I'm on the Cornell College Board of Trustees, and Diane's on Mount Mercy, so education now is becoming a focus of ours.
Professionally, John has been actively involved in the transportation industry, including appointments with the American Trucking Association Incorporated, the Truckload Carriers Association, and the Iowa Motor Truck Association.
Well, coming out of high school, it's just get your core courses, take as much as everything you can. And I'm still a very big advocate when you're in college of liberal arts. I mean, I tell people if you want to come into business, great. You don't need to be a business major. In fact, I wouldn't even necessarily recommend it, because business is changing so quickly, and it's changing even more quickly than when I was in it. You really need to learn how to learn and how to keep current and how to communicate. I mean, just the basics. If you learn those things, you're going to be way ahead of your competition, which is other people, and you'll do well. And let's just talk about the business right now for a second. And the first thing outsiders look at is the school system. Is it a good school system? Can I bring my kids in here and will they do well? The answer is yes. But I'd say the school system is one of the big selling points for economic development in our town.
We congratulate District alum John Smith on his many successes and thank him for his significant contributions in support of our community.